Welcome to Crocodile MTG, your home of competitive, constructed play in the modern, standard, and legacy formats. Today's video was brought to you by all our wonderful sponsors, affiliates, and patrons. Thank you so much for supporting the Crocodile MTG channel, and we hope you enjoy today's video. Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jordan with Crocodile MTG here, bringing you another Magic the Gathering video. Today we're playing Humans in Modern. I think this hand is fairly keepable. We don't have any of our Name This Creature lands, so hopefully Ancient Ziggurat and Horizon Canopy are good enough. We're going to lead with this Noble Hierarch and hopefully into a Thalia. Our opponent took a mulligan down to 6 and they are on the play. Alright, it looks like an Urza's Power Plant from our opponent. So hopefully our hand's good enough to defeat Tron. One thing we're missing a little bit of is aggression, so... Alright, once our opponent lets us take our turn. Okay, so there's a Cavern, so I'm going to lead on Cavern, naming Human. No particular reason. I could have named, I could have led on the Ziggurat, but we're going to start here. We have these Dampening Spheres, Detention, Deputy of Detention, and Knight of Autumns for our Tron matchup. So we'll see what we're going to end up bringing in sideboard. And hopefully our opponent doesn't have a turn 3 Tron, but if they do... So our opponent's going to reveal something here. Alright, it looks like another Power Plant, so that's good for us. That likely means no turn 3 Tron. So now we're going to be able to get this Thalia down. Actually, now the question is, do I want to start being aggressive? While our opponent's stumbling, I think I want to put as much pressure on them as possible. I think that is the correct play. So we're going to actually play out this Mantis Rider we just drew. And next turn, I can play out Thalia in Phantasmal Image, copying the Mantis Rider. Because we want to get them to 0 as fast as we can. Their only out is going to probably be a Oblivion Stone. So if next turn they play like a tower or a mine and then play Oblivion Stone and then follow it up with the third Tron land, I think that's their only out currently. As it stands though, with Ancient Stirrings, they're not going to be able to do that. So hopefully we can just take them down quicker than they can react. So Chromatic Sphere is their reveal. So it looks like they didn't find their other land. Alright, they did find, or they do have a land though. Alright, so our opponent is definitely stumbling to find Tron. Alright, so I'm going to do what we said before. Right, hit them for 6. I was trying to see if we wanted to play out this Thalia's Lieutenant, but I think we can wait a turn on that. So I think we just want to go Phantasmal Image here. Copy the Mantis Rider. And then play out Thalia. And then we'll swing in for 6, and then next turn we can, let's see, Thalia's Lieutenant. Thalia's Lieutenant should be the game next turn. Because 4, 8, yeah. Okay, so we're going to attack them down to 10 this turn, And next turn we're going to be swinging for 11. So they have to find a way to get rid of at least one of our cards here. And they don't have Tron, so... it's very unlikely for our opponent to be able to find everything they need here. Alright, so they're going to crack Expedition Map. Probably grab a tower or a mine, if they feel like that's their out. Alright, so mine coming down. They play another Expedition Map. But again, like I said before, this Thalia's Lieutenant's going to be game. So I'm just going to maximize my value here. Again, I don't think they have anything. Alright, I'm not sure what our opponent's doing. We have the win here. I just... Alright, so that Mantis Rider on turn 2 was definitely the correct play to make. And our opponent did stumble on getting Tron activated, but I believe our play was correct on turn 2 to play the Mantis Rider, and then turn 3 play the Thalia and the image, the Phantasmal Image copying the Mantis Rider. Alright, so this is lethal. And in the sideboard now. So last game, I'm definitely bringing in the Dampening Spheres. I think that is correct. Last game, though, I struggled to determine if I wanted Knight of Autumn or Deputy of Detention. And I think it's correct to bring in the Knight of Autumn. Last turn, I took out Reflector Mages and Anafenza and brought in the Knight of Autumns and Dampening Spheres. However, these Deputy of Detentions, I guess the big thing is I don't want to dilute our deck too much. I also realized we're not running Gedek sideboard, which would be pretty good here. Yeah, so I don't think I want Deputy Detention. I think there's ways they can remove it. Knight of Autumn seems fine. And again, we're just trying to slow them down so we can fight back. And I think Knight of Autumn does a nice... if we're ahead, we can make a 4-3. If we're behind, we can fight back. I think this hand's good enough to keep it. We're on the draw, and we have a Cavern and also a Vial. The one thing we are missing is a Dampening Sphere and a second land. So hopefully that doesn't make us stumble too hard. Alright, so we're going to name Human here. Put in the Aether Vial. And pass the turn back. I would like to see a second land next turn, but... our opponent starts with the Ancient Stirrings. They find a mine. So that's the second piece of their Tron. We also haven't found a Meddling Mage yet this game. Or last game. This match is what I meant. Alright, so there's our second land. So this is... at least keeps us in contention. And also by playing Thalia this turn, we're not gonna get Karn next turn if they have turn 3 Tron. I wanted to play champion first and not end of turn, because then it gets a counter off this Thalia. So you always want to play your champions first as many times as you can. There are some instances it's correct to lead on Noble instead of champion. However, most of the time it's just going to be a champion. Hopefully our opponent can't find their Tron or their tower here and create Tron. This Thalia might also have... Okay, so they do have Tron here. It could be they're trying to bluff at first. Alright, so they took out our Aether Vial. That's not good. Alright, so I'm gonna just play out this... We have to play with what we're working with right now. And right now it's just going to be the Thalia's Lieutenant. And start hitting in. If they don't have a 4th land, then we might be okay. But if they find their 4th land, then they can do things like Karn or Oblivion Stone. If they Karn, though, we have enough power on the battlefield to put pressure under them. Okay, they have the power plant. That's unfortunate. 9 mana here. If it's an Ugin, I think we just lose. Alright, so Ugin ticked down 2. We'll take an extra draw step, but I think this is just going to be game. This would be a spot Deputy of Detention would be good, as opposed to... Alright, Phantasmal Image enters as a copy of any creature. Yeah, I think I'm just going to scoop it up here. Ugin's one of those cards we can't really win against. Yeah, we do have Meddling Mages in our deck. We just couldn't find any. So we're on the play. Could want a Cabal here, but I think we just want to keep our CMC low and be as aggressive as possible. Yes, I'd like to play first. This hand is kind of slow. I'm going to mulligan this hand. Alright, this hand is a little better. Again, not much. We have Meddling Mage, though. So Meddling Mage is definitely good. We're going to start with Champion. Alright, so I'm going to start Meddling Mage by naming... Oblivion Stone, probably? Or is it just Walking Ballista? I'm going to start by naming O-Stone. And then swinging in here. Next turn, if our opponent doesn't play one, I want to name Walking Ballista. Unless they threaten turn 3 Tron, in which place I want to name Karn. Alright, so they're not going to have a turn 3 Tron here. So that's something we want to be aware of. So they get Power Plant. Ooh, we drew another Meddling Mage. Okay. So White, blue. I'm gonna name... Walking Ballista. So we're going to swing in for 5 here. That puts our opponent down to 13. And then we have to construct our next turn kind of carefully. So 13. Alright, they're going to have Tron next turn. So now I probably just want to name... Okay, we have... 3, 6, plus 5. It's only 11. Alright, so I'm going to want to name... I'm going to want a Phantasmal Image here. Copying a Meddling Mage. The play here is probably the name Ugin. And then next turn I have the Thalia's Lieutenant for the kill. Worst case scenario next turn our opponent Ulamogs. But even in that case, they don't have the kill. If they Karn next turn, they can only remove one thing. If they Ulamog next turn, they're only going to be able to remove 2 things. And that's still... Actually, if they have Ulamog, I don't think we win here. They take out 2 of our creatures, and then we can't. We can't win. So they're going to take out Ugin, and yeah, that's correct. Damn. Is it just the lieutenant here, and then... If we lieutenant, we swing in for 3, hitting our opponent down to 2. And then we're threatening lethal the turn after. I mean, being that these are meddling mages, I just feel like our opponent has the kill. Yeah, they're gonna unlock all their cards and they can do whatever they want at this point. So now I feel like they have an Ugin they can just play. If we would have found a 3rd land, I think we could have won this game. Every turn I just wanted to play meddling mages. I didn't want to Thragtusk, okay. So we're not actually dead. Is this right? Yeah, our opponent doesn't know our hand, so... I don't even know what's right here. Battling mage named Ugin. And then I don't attack this turn. If our opponent has anything between a Karn or... Alright, so they're going to Sylvan Scrying, probably get a tower. Yeah. Alright, now they just have Wormcoil Engine. 2 Wormcoil Engines. We don't have Deputy. I think this is just game. I don't think we have any out to this. I think our opponent just wins here. This match is definitely over. I can't think of any way to get out of it. Alright, I'm just going to concede. There's no way out of this. I'll draw a couple cards so we can look. Alright, I guess it wouldn't let me. Return the game. Yeah, it wouldn't let me. Alright, yeah, that's going to be the match. Thank you so much for watching. Please go hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed today's video. For your custom playmats, mousepads, and more, head over to Inked Gaming. Use promo code crocodilemtg10 to receive 10% off your order. Today's video was brought to you by all our wonderful sponsors, affiliates, and patrons.